Hello everyone, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Alberta, Canada, and thank you for joining me and tuning in on my Mystery Monday video today. The first one that I'm doing in September. I did take last weekend off. It was Labor Day and the weather here was just amazing, and it still is for this time of year. So supposed to go into some cooler temperatures this coming week, but we'll see. All right, so September, and with September we have some new things happening in the stamping world. And today we are going to take a little bit of a look at the old and the new. So as you know, or most of you know, we have a new mini catalog that launched this last week, and it is just full of products for all occasion, for fall, and for the holidays and Christmas. So we have some really neat products in here. So we are going to use a couple of them, which I will show you in a bit. And for anyone that has not seen the Cheerful Daisies set, this was in our annual catalog for sure last year, maybe the year before, but it is also still available in our catalog this year. And if you're having trouble finding it, you can find it here in the Encore section, which starts on page 74, and the Cheerful Daisies is right here at the bottom. So it's available stamp set and the dies, not as a bundle, but you can still get both pieces. And this section is basically to showcase the carryover sets from our last catalog. So instead of incorporating them in a large spread, they've just sort of combined them all. And there are quite a few that have carried over. Some from previous minis as well, but also from our annual catalog. So if there are still some favorites you thought, oh no, maybe it's gone, check out this section because you may still find them in here. Okay, so the Cheerful Daisies, 15 stamps, and these are the dies. So a really versatile set. You get a lot of pieces, a lot of stamps. Really great set. Okay, so let me show you what we are doing. We're going to do kind of a fall project, and it is this one. And I'm going to show you a technique that I saw, which I have done in the past, which is ink to stamp. And that is a really great technique if you want to add multiple colors to your stamp without just putting it, straight in the stamp set. And I'll show you how we do that. And that, this particular idea, which I switched up a fair bit, is from the Ninja Stamper. So Melissa Seplowitz, who I believe is a demo in Arizona, so check her out. She's got some great projects. So we're going to use the Cheerful Daisies and kind of do a fall themed card. So, and at the end, if I remember, I'll try to show you another sample that isn't so much fall, but still uses the same stamp set. So you can use it for multiple seasons, multiple colors, whatever your imagination comes up with. It's awesome. Okay, so let's get started. First, I think what I'll do is show you the technique, how to do these, and then I have kind of pre-done some pieces that we'll assemble. Okay, so I'm just going to bring out a piece of basic white cardstock, and the two stamps we're going to use are this large daisy image and the smaller one, okay, the flat ones, okay? And when I think fall color, I think a lot of, I typically use a lot of pumpkin pie, crushed curry, cherry cobbler, Cajun craze, some mossy meadow usually, and some nice neutrals like an espresso or a crumb cake, but there could be other colors you would want to work into your palette. So today we're going to use pumpkin pie and crushed curry for our flowers. So we are going to start with crushed curry, and we're going to pull out a sponge dauber, okay? And we are going to start on this large stamp. So I have two sponge daubers, one for each color. So we're going to start with crushed curry, and you're just going to add ink all over kind of a lighter but not too light application, but I mean, it's personal preference, right? If you want to do it darker, you're welcome to do it darker. And we're just going to make sure we get the tips and everything and do that. Okay, and then we're going to switch to pumpkin pie. And for that, I have another sponge dauber, and we are just going to ink that up and just apply some around this center here. So even though we have some crushed curry on there, this is going to sort of cover that up and just add a little bit of a darker center to our flower. Okay, now I don't want to go out too far because I don't want it to blend in with all of those petals. Just going to huff on it quickly, and then we shall stamp. See, isn't that gorgeous? Do you see a little bit of that pumpkin pie in the center there? Just really neat. So I'm also going to do the little one just to show you how that one turns out. And this one, for the card we're doing, you would do twice because we need 2 of them. So we'll do 2 of them. So I'm just going to again add some crushed curry first, and then the pumpkin pie I'm just going to put here in the center. Okay, and you can go up a little, but you just want to make that center a little bit darker. Give a huff on it. Oops, I pressed a little bit too hard there, but you get the idea, right? So I'm just going to clean off the stamp. Let's try it a second time. Maybe we just won't press quite so hard this time. So again, your crushed curry. If you wanted to use Daffodil Delight, you could try that. See how that turns out. Whatever colors you want to play with, like there's no limit as to what you can combine. You might find some really great combinations. Okay, so let's try this again, and I won't press as hard. Okay, so a little bit darker, but that's okay. We have a little bit of a contrast. So I'm gonna close these so I don't get ink all over myself. All right. So I'll set this aside and bring out the pieces to make our card. Okay, so first thing is a piece of Mossy Meadow, which will be our base. And our leaves haven't quite started changing. There's the odd tree that might have the odd yellow leaf on it, but for the most part, there's still a lot of green happening here. I don't know how it is where you are. Okay, so I'm going to switch this up a bit from my sample. I'm going to add a piece of crushed curry. Okay, and then we'll see what the difference is when it's all finished. Just thought, let's add that other layer and see. Maybe just to give it a little extra something. Okay, so I'll do that. Now, as far as the new goes, this is the new. This is from our mini, and it is in the Splendid Autumn Suite, which you can find on page 37. We are using this designer paper called Splendid Autumn. It's 6 by 6. You get 48 sheets, 4 of each design. So I'm going to show you what it looks like up close. And then we're also going to use these faux glass dots. So this is a beautiful fall palette. You've got stamp set, dies, ribbon, different things. So this is the new. Now this side probably doesn't look so awesome, but I'll show you what the paper looks like. Okay, so here we go. These beautiful fall trees on the pathway. Got a meadow, some flowers, almost like, I don't know what those are. And this one is really nice, like you're walking through a path of trees overhead, a nice sunset, some nice pink flowers there, daisies or others. These remind me of the poplar trees in Alberta when they start to change color, mostly yellow. And this meadow shot, this is beautiful. The sunflowers. This reminds me of a Van Gogh painting with his sunflowers. I love the watercolor feel to them. And this is just, I just really love that one. And here's some more leafy trees. I know in Eastern Canada, we have a lot of maple trees and they have beautiful reds and oranges, which we don't typically get a lot of out west here. We do have some, and we're starting to see more pop up as people are planting more maple trees in their yards, but Eastern Canada, definitely, you'll see a lot of maples. And then this sort of evening sky. And this we see a lot in Alberta, our wheat fields. So this is a really neat pattern for that too. And the beauty of this type of DSP is it's so gorgeous that it really does all the work for you. You know, you can just cut it to size, put on a label, maybe add a bit of twine or ribbon, and you are done. Like it's amazing. Just pick out a color and go. So, and the back is just all very neutral for backgrounds and things. So that's what I pulled out for the card we're doing. So I just had to share that paper because it is so amazing. Okay, so this is actually the piece which I'm kind of sad to use because it's that beautiful sunset, but there are some more in the package, so we'll just have to make sure that we use those ones. Okay, so we are going to put this on top. This is sort of like a Cajun craze pumpkin pie mix for me, maybe more Cajun, but all right, so we're going to set that aside and bring out our flower pieces and assemble those. So these were done earlier. So we have our two little ones, our large one, and a bunch of greenery that I cut out of Mossy Meadow. Okay, and these dies are all in the Cheerful Daisies stamp set. And we'll put our greeting on too. So the only thing I forgot to stamp was our centers. So you know what? I'm going to just do that right now while you are here. While I'm on here, so when those little pieces are sometimes the ones that I miss, so I'm just going to grab them from the stamp set, and we'll just fussy cut those by hand because they are quite small. Okay, so we have our large center, and I'm going to stamp two of these smaller ones, and I'm just going to do that on a piece of scrap white. Just need a little piece. And I'm going to do them in pumpkin pie. Okay, so we're adding a step to our video here. Usually this is done, but oh my gosh. Okay, so stamp those, and then one more in the little one. Okay, there we go. Those will be our flower centers, and we will cut those. Now there is a die for this larger one. But we will just cut these out because it's just really cutting out a little bit of a circle. Now you could stamp these directly on if you wanted, which I could have done for the little ones. But the larger one I'm going to add with, I'm going to attach it with some dimensionals. So that's why I need a separate piece. But there's nothing wrong with just stamping it right in the center. And then you don't have to worry about die cutting it out or fussy cutting it or whatever. It's totally up to you. Okay, let's just do this one quick and then we will be on our way. Just a minor delay. Okay, there we go. See, quick, done. All right, so let's just add these little ones with some adhesive. You could just put them on with a glue dot if you wanted. Or like I said, you could just stamp them directly on. I'm just going to cut off some of this white. Just because I don't really want that showing. It probably doesn't have to be so exact, but okay, let's just turn this around a little. There, that's better. And this one I will put on, you know what, I might do this after I attach all the greenery to it. So, okay, we're going to attach some greenery to the back of this. So I just want to kind of figure out which way I want my daisy to go. Maybe I'll have it sort of like that on the card. So I'm just going to put random adhesive on the back because I want to attach some greenery. So I have 2 of these. These are, like I believe I said, Mossy Meadow. So I think I'm going to put these double ones down at the bottom. You can spread them out a little bit. And these you can just, you know, put them how high or low you want, or trim them down if you wanted. So it's going to go maybe like so. Maybe a little lower. And then this one we'll put maybe over here. Okay, and then I have one single one. I'll just put it over here. Okay, so kind of like that. Maybe I'll move these 2 a little bit over. Let's see. I want this to go this way. And you don't have to be this precise. You can, you know, it's not too hard. You just figure it out where you're going to put it, right? Okay, I think that's fine. All right, so this I am going to pop up with some dimensionals. I'm going to actually put, I think, all of the flowers on dimensionals. Whoops, what happened here? Let's try a different one. Okay. So we will attach this. I can maybe move that for a minute. Oh, I might need that again. Hang on. Okay, let's bring our card in. So let's see. We will put this to the left, like so. Then I can add the center, I think. The center of that large flower. I'm never really sure how these are supposed to go in here, but just put it like that. Okay, and one of the small ones, I have a stem, so I want to attach that to the back of one of them. I think I'll do it kind of at an angle. I'll just sort of tuck it in behind. And maybe I'll use two small mini dimensionals here. Okay, and we will tuck this maybe in behind so it's a little bit higher. Like that. Okay, I'm not going to put adhesive on the stem because the dimensionals will hold this in place. And then I'm just going to put these dimensionals on this one, but I think I might put our greeting on first, and then I'll figure out where I want this last flower to go. So there are some great greetings in this stamp set. So you had my day, oopsie daisy, so sorry, wishing you the brightest birthday, and your friendship means everything. So I'm going to use wishing you the brightest birthday, which I stamped in pumpkin pie, and this die is also in the Cheerful Daisies dies, so that's great. And then you can tell I tried once before on the back and it didn't quite work out. That's the beauty of it. Flip your paper and try again. Awesome. Okay, so let's fit this one maybe down. Kind of tuck this a little bit, not too far, maybe here, and then our last little flower, let's kind of tuck that over a bit. I'm gonna put it like so. Hey, how is that? Pretty good. Now I'm just gonna add a couple. Oh no, I'm not gonna add these. I'm going to add, I said, these faux glass dots, which are awesome. Very nice full colors in there. So we have 4 different ones and 2 sizes of each, so small and large. I'm going to use these ones because I think they will show up better on this sort of DSP background here. So I'm using up a lot of, I've made a couple of these already, so they're running out of these little ones, but that's okay. I can always use the large ones too. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. Put one in here, and then maybe just one towards the bottom. I'll just do 3. I think that's a good number. And there you go. So what do you think of that different mat under there? I really like it, actually. I think it adds a little something and kind of anchors the flowers with that color. But this also looks pretty good because it just sort of pops, right? Okay, so that other sample I wanted to show you is this one, and these are the colors that Melissa used on her sample, but I switched up quite a bit of it. So for this palette, we're using Lost Lagoon as our base, some basic white, and Lost Lagoon, which was run through the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder. And then same greenery with the Mossy Meadow, but the flowers, so this is the same technique. The colors I use, not sure if you can guess. The lighter is our soft seafoam, and then the dark is Lost Lagoon. So the centers here, again, I did in Lost Lagoon and Lost Lagoon around the little center there. But then I thought, wow, what if we try to just color the tips, because there are certain daisies that have different colored tips, right? So I thought, oh, let's try that. And I was really happy at how that turned out. I thought that was really, really cool. And then I just added some of the rhinestone gems on there, and the same greeting, but in Lost Lagoon. So there you go. There are our samples with the Cheerful Daisies card. So this doesn't really feel really fallish to me, but that's where, again, if you just mix your colors, play with color, pink daisies, red daisy, I don't know what, white daisies even, just all by themselves. You can just, you know, with using different colors of cardstock too, just switch up the feel of the card to make it feel like a spring card or a summer card or a winter card or whatever. But fall is definitely a very favorite time of year. So I hope you enjoyed that project and that technique. Let me know what you think. And if you create any, let me know. I'd love to see what you come up with. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you again next time. Bye for now, everyone.